Have USC coming up, and then Utah and UCLA on the road before finishing back at home on the last 2. So we've got 5 games here, 5-game season. Excited to see where it's going to go. Looking back at the game, I think that it was what we expected it was going to be for the most part. Disappointed we didn't get that last field goal to make it a 1-score game and have a chance for an onside kick with 1:35 left. Disappointed that we didn't get that 1st and goal on the 8, the 3rd or 4th drive of the game, I think it was, when it was 14-7. But other than that, just didn't score enough points. Seems like right now that's what the Pac-12 is about. I looked just recently that there's 2 defenses in the top 50 in the country that are in the Pac-12. No one's ranked higher than 35th in total defense in the Pac-12. We got some great offenses right now. Pac-12 is about scoring and quarterbacks. We're very fortunate to have the one we have, and we've got to find a way to score a few more points than the next team. But I think in the end, we got to get better on all 3 phases this bye week. We got to focus in on getting some more stops on defense, preventing scoring on defense. Got to bring the points down. Offensively, we've got to finish. I think we had 8 drives that we had the opportunity to score on this past game. We scored on 6 of the 8, and then we had that 1 4th and 1 that we got stopped, and then we had the field goal that we missed. So got to score on those. We had 5 touchdowns, 1 field goal otherwise, and a 2-point play. So we got to get better there. And then in the kicking game, kicker's been excellent inside the 40, but we're 2 out of 5 between the 40 and the 49. So we have to improve in that area as well. So we're looking forward to getting back at it tonight. Well, we'll practice today, practice tomorrow, practice Wednesday, practice Thursday, go on the road, recruit, and keep building the program and keep building it up to where we want to go.
And then you'll give the team the weekend off?
A couple days. We'll give them a couple days. We'll be back at it Sunday, full steam ahead. Sunday will be preparation, all USC on Sunday. So we'll have a couple days here and there. They had yesterday off, and then we'll get at it. But our goal is to see how good we can be, and I tell them they got the springtime to get off.
What's the itinerary for you and the coaches this week for recruiting?
All of our coaches will be on the road on Thursday and Friday, and we'll be hitting, I think it looked like 28 games or something like that. I know I have 4 games that I'm going to get to in the 2 days that I'll be out. Games that are on Thursday night and Friday night. Be able to split my time up at halves, different games. We've got coaches heading out west over water, and then we have coaches that will be a lot of. I think we'll have 4 or so in Arizona and about 4 in California, and then 1, 2 in Texas.
Jedd, how does that work in terms of what games you go to, what games what recruits you feel like you need to go see during?
Yeah, there's certain, for me, I like to get my eyes on quarterbacks. If I can get my eyes on quarterbacks, I like to get my eyes on if we have a school that has numerous kids that are available to look at, that it's not a game with just a player. I like to do that. So certain games have a lot of prospects. Those are always good. There are certain programs that are just very well established in the state that I'd like to get my just be able to go out there and see the good football that occurs there. And then there might be a need or a want to get to a certain place. But, I'll probably have to go out a couple times here in the next few weeks on a Friday night just to be able to catch a game if I can, or a quarter or half, and then get back. And then otherwise, we'll be full steam ahead afterwards. The rest of our coaches will be really position recruiting. They'll be looking at their own positions.
Has the messaging and or reception changed at all this year recruiting versus last year?
Yeah, a little bit different. Reception's been great, but the messaging you know, I think the way it looks for us is pretty simple. You know, you're going to – last year we were trying to figure out, you know, exactly what we're going to be. This year we're pretty confident that we're going to be really good at offensive football team. We've gone, you know, from 101st to 25th. We've gone from 114th in explosives to 2nd. We're a top 10 passing team, and they're all young. They're all young players. So if you're out there as a recruit on offense, you're going to want to be a part of a team that's very explosive, that scores a lot, that throws the ball a lot, that has a sophomore quarterback, unlike most of the other programs that we're competing against that have senior quarterbacks. If you're a defensive player, you have an opportunity to come in here and compete and start right away. We have a lot of veteran players that on the defensive side. So you have opportunity in that regard to make kind of the same impact that our offensive guys made this past offseason. If you look at our game against Washington a year ago, there was not one player that touched the ball against Washington in 2021 that was on the field in 2022. Not one offensive player. So not one skilled player. So if you look at the receiving, the rushing, the quarterback, not one offensive player that was on the box score played in the game this week.
Would you say you guys are emphasizing more on 2024 recruits, or is it a combination of 23 and 24, and how many of them are offensive and defensive players?
We're very focused on 23 right now. Position coaches are focused on 24. I'm very focused on 23 and 24 a little bit, but I'm all about, you know, as we're building, you know, this group that's coming in is going to be a huge part, right? The young freshmen that we have are going to continue to get better, as we know, as we see every week. And then the guys that will be coming in to join that group, we're going to probably try to bring in 16 or 17 guys mid-year in January again. And if we can do that, which we will be able to do that, there'll be a lot of new again, but that's okay. And, you know, then based on numbers, we'll just figure out how many offense and how many defense, but you guys can check to see the numbers. They're out there.
Jedd, one of the long-time standing statements of success in football is halftime adjustments. And this team right now is being outscored by 50 in the third quarter. Where do you assess them this year?
Yeah, I don't know. We scored 25 points in the second half. We scored every time we touched it. So I don't know the answer to that question. I know that we went out there this past week. We scored four touchdowns, or 3 touchdowns and a field goal. And the only other offensive drive we had was the last drive of the game. So not sure there. I think the finals, I think it was 21-14 at halftime. And it was, if you were to look at just the second half, it was 28-25. So, or 28, excuse me, yeah, 28-25. So I don't know. I don't know if there's any correlation whatsoever there at all about halftime adjustments, or I think both teams probably continued to play well. We certainly scored every chance we had on offense, and then we played the number one offense in the Pac-12, and they kept scoring as well. We stopped them on a 4th down. They missed a field goal. We were down 18. We came back to make it down 3. And then we had a 3rd and 11 that we thought we stopped them, but there was a flag thrown and we didn't, and they scored a touchdown there, and then we couldn't get it in the final point.
Well, then specifically then on defense, in the 3 Pac-12 losses, there's been 8 touchdowns in the third quarter. Are you seeing anything there?
I think we're just giving up too many touchdowns, period. I think that's what it comes down to, that we need to continue to get better in that regard. I'm not sure that it's I don't know. I don't see it more as a halftime adjustment. I think in the Oregon game, they were pretty good the whole game. I think in the Cal game, it was 24-21 at halftime. And then it was, they kept scoring, but we never really stopped them from scoring in the first half either. So it was really more of just the game is going that way. But I think kind of that's what college football is looking like right now as well. When you look out there and you see Tennessee, Alabama, and you see 52-49, you look out there and you see Oklahoma versus Kansas, and you see 488 yards of offense and 52-42, I think it was, or something like that. You look out there and you look at, I think Michigan ran for 488 yards against Penn State. And it was, I think it was 17-16 or something at halftime, and then it was 41-17 final. I think you look at the USC-Utah game, it was 43-42. Both teams, I think they combined for 1,000 yards. I just think college football right now, or for the most part, a lot of teams are playing with a lot of good offenses, and offenses are doing a good job of scoring points, whether that be in the first half or the second half. And it's certainly making it fun if you're calling plays on offense, and making it challenging if you're calling plays on defense. But the quarterbacks are showing up, and we're fortunate to have the one we have. When you go out there and complete 75% of your passes and throw for 4 touchdowns and not turn the ball over, it's a good day's work.
James, in your perspective, I want to follow up on that. Is that because there's a trend of great offenses going in college football versus defenses that are struggling?
I think a lot of rules are in favor of the offense. I think 20 hours a week to prepare is very challenging on defenses. I think that when you look at it, you have a lot of different formations you can throw at teams on offense. In pro football, you don't have those same formations that you can use. All the unbalanced sets are very different. You have a ton of space with the way the hash marks are set up in college football. You have the RPO game, which is officiated a little bit different in college football. And you have the ability, you have a lot of kids that are great athletes playing quarterback right now, and a lot of great quarterbacks. Defensively, you have to adjust to all of that. You have to actually defend all of that, and that becomes a challenge. And I think that's what's kind of happening a little bit. Tackling is less and less going on in training camp. There's a lot of, awareness of full pads and how you prepare. So all of those things, I think, sometimes indicate a little bit less on the, a little more offense, a little less defense, but that's no excuse. We're going to do everything we can to become a much better defensive football team and be able to maintain being a good offensive football team and try to be a lot better than we've been on offense. I continue to watch our film and say we leave at least 100 yards out there every week, and that this week certainly no different. Yeah, he has, and I think that he should be good to go. It'll be up to treatment, rehab, but nothing structural that would. It was a knee, but nothing structural that would affect his ability to play in 2 weeks if he's feeling up to it.
From a physical standpoint, injury and all that, is the bye coming at a pretty good time for you?
Yeah, we've been fortunate, knock on wood, that our guys have stayed relatively healthy, with a couple of guys that have been dinged up throughout different times. It's nice to give Jacob Cowling a little bit of a break, based on just get his ankle back to being 100%. Jaden got rolled up on at the end, get his ankle back to 100%. Josh, see how good he can get over the course of time. Tia, get him back. Isaiah Rutherford, he should be back. I would hope Mike Wiley, the timing comes at a good time for him. I think that would be it. Speedy, probably a stretch for USC, but we'll see. We'll see. His injury is a little bit, because of the surgery, it just takes a little bit longer to heal. But the rest of the team, I would expect everybody to be healthy other than Speedy, let's call it, for SC. And Speedy, I would say, is at a question mark.
Would someone like him be a more matter of considering holding him out so that he retains the year of eligibility?
The new rule for redshirting guys is you have 4 games that you can play. So we'll have to look at how many games he's played a snap in versus how many games we have left, and then make a decision on, if he played in 1, that would leave him 3. If he played in 2, that would leave him 2. And if he's back healthy and we have 5 left to go, then he'll play.
What are the goals this week with the bye? Take advantage of things you want to work on specifically, so you're not going to be worried about the next game?
Get better. That is the number one goal. Get better in every phase. We're sitting here, last year, week 7, we were 0-7. This year, week 7, we're 3-4. And our goal right now is to see, can we get better in every phase, in all three phases, in every aspect of offense, defense, and special teams? Can we become a better passing team, rushing team, blocking team? Can we become a better tackling team, rush defense, pass defense, and a better kicking team?
Is there anything specifically on the defensive side of the ball that you want to work on this week?
That we want to work on getting better in all phases, and that's our best chance right now.